Hey there, folks. This is Misadventurer with an update video on the Xiongnu campaign and some future channel plans. Now, to keep this short, because I've tried to make this video dozens of times and I keep getting too overwhelmed and angry trying to discuss everything. Basically, I screwed up the Xiongnu campaign in a catastrophic way with the seemingly innocuous decision I made at the end of episode 16 to declare the war on Qin as a horde conquest war. Now, to explain really quickly what a horde conquest war is, because I certainly didn't do my research before I did that action in my Iron Man campaign that I upload on YouTube, but what a horde conquest war is in Terra Indomita is one where you don't occupy any locations with your armies. Instead, you directly transfer them to your nation's control, kind of like Hearts of Iron. So it's a different way of doing war, and the way it's balanced, because this is obviously better than a regular war because you get the land immediately, is you get a burst of aggressive expansion and war exhaustion when you take tiles. Now, a couple things about horde conquest wars. First of all, you can't occupy provincial capitals to get provinces because you never do any occupations. You just directly take the land for yourself, meaning you have to take every tile individually. That's fine. That's the way it's balanced. The problem is, that's not a great type of war style for Qin, who had a lot of land, and I would need to take on many tiles to accomplish my goal for that war. So that's obviously a big problem. Additionally, because you never gain any war score from occupation, because you never do any occupations, you are always at 0 war score. So the idea with a horde conquest is you take the land you want and then you do a white peace after you get a bit of war score from fighting an army. So I said, okay, in episode 17, I will go find Qin armies to fight, and I'll get war score and white peace them out with the land that I've taken. Their armies were so out of position because of their other war, I spent the entire episode looking for their armies, and then when I found them, and I fought them in a battle and I won the battle, 0 war score. 0 war score from that battle. I don't know if that was a glitch or what the problem was. It was a regular ass fight against a pretty large Qin army with my large army. Should have gotten at least a couple war score points, but no. 0 war score for Misadventurer, and the apocalypse that I had just made for myself continued. Because now I realized, okay, I can't end the war in a white peace, which is the whole plan, because I can't get any war score. They won't accept white peace at 0 war score. And it got even worse because I then realized that I was also getting territory in South Qin, and I was like, what's that about? I'm not taking that stuff directly. Why do I have this territory in this distant southern region? And then I realized my allies were also directly taking territory that was transferring to my direct control, and even worse, I was actually gaining AE and war exhaustion when they took territories. So, as my allies were in the jungles of South Qin, taking random tiles without my consent or ability to control them or stop them, I was getting those tiles into my nation, and I was also paying the cost for those terrible jungle tiles I didn't want. Once I realized that was happening, I lost it. I was completely out of my element, so frustrated with the situation in episode 17. I was just really not in a great headspace as I was trying to navigate the situation. And so then it came to a point where I spent a lot of the end of the episode trying to surrender to Qin to just end the war, end the cursed war I put myself in that was screwing everything up and giving me dozens and dozens of points of AE and war exhaustion because of just how many tiles were involved during the Qin war. And Qin wouldn't even accept a surrender. I offered to return them all of the land that was theirs at the start, and I was even open to giving them sections of my land to just get me out of that friggin' war and reset things, let me get a claim on them, do the war against them normally. The problem is it wouldn't be a true reset. I had unmanageable levels of war exhaustion and AE because of just discovering how the horde conquest mechanics work and trying to do the war regularly at the start of the episode. It was just it was misplay after misplay. And the campaign, honestly, by the end of episode 17, was unsalvageable. And ultimately, I thought about it for a long time, and I don't want episode 17 to ever be released on this channel. I'm not happy with what happened in that episode and how I came off in that episode. As you can probably tell from this video, I'm still not happy, and it's still, a sore subject for me. So ultimately, what I decided is that episode 16 will be the final episode I release. I'm going to move on to other projects. I can't deal with the Xiongnu campaign anymore. This whole situation has really, really, really soured the entire campaign, even though, unfortunately, the campaign overall was a big success and was really doing quite well. I think that this is a situation where if I hadn't made that one unfathomable misplay, that one decision that literally all I had to do was not be lazy and take the time to get a claim on Qin and do the war normally, if I'd just done that, the campaign would be completely fine. I would be on the way to getting Qin territories in a regular-ass war, and I wouldn't be dealing with this situation that I have no one to blame for but myself. I caused this problem, and at the end of the day, it's so frustrating because I've really been enjoying the Terra Indomita mod. I really like this mod, and I don't want this situation with the Xiongnu campaign to define this campaign and define my time with this mod, because it's so messed up what happened with this. And ultimately, I think what I'm going to do with the channel at this point is I'm going to do some live streams, kind of like I did after the Carpetania campaign, to look for a new interesting nation to play in the Terra Indomita mod. And I think the plan is going to be that these live streams might be happening later today. They may happen later in the week, maybe next weekend. I don't know yet when the live streams are going to happen, but I will do some live streams to kind of look for some new interesting tags. I've also gone ahead and one silver lining of starting a new campaign right now is I can play with the 2.0.4 Augustus anniversary maintenance patch, which does improve the game's stability to some extent, and I think will be a good thing to have in place with the Terra Indomita mod. I've also gone ahead and I've started to experiment with some new mod orders, so I may also change up the mods I'm playing with. Whatever the case, the future is bright. But right now, when I think about the way I screwed up the Xiongnu campaign, it's really painful. This is a level of misplay that I thought I was beyond at this point with my time with Imperator Rome, and all I can say is I'm sorry. None of you deserve to have campaigns like this screwed up in this way. There's no excuse. This was unprofessional. It was just unacceptable here on this channel, and my frustration with my own, poor playing is ultimately why I won't be releasing episode 17, leaving episode 16 as it is and just moving on. And I certainly do know that with future campaigns, I'm not going to be making flippant decisions like that ever again. It made a big impression on me, clearly. But whatever the case, I did ultimately enjoy the Xiongnu campaign, and it was, to me, a great showing of the Terra Indomita mod. I really like this mod and most of the changes that it's brought, and I want to continue to explore it in future campaigns. So we will be doing another campaign in the near future after I pick something in my live streams. With Terra Indomita and a similar mod setup. We'll be talking about that in the near future. But whatever the case, that's it for this update video. Hopefully all of you at least can kind of understand where I'm coming from with this whole situation. And it's an Iron Man save game. I can't exactly continue the campaign and undo the problems I've made for myself. It is what it is. I just have to accept that I screwed this up and just move on and not let my failings and my missteps define who I am, define this channel. It happens. It's happened to everyone that plays games like this. You just gotta, take your licks and keep going. And ultimately, that's what I hope to do. I don't want to dwell on this situation. Just got to accept that it happened and try again. And that's what we're going to do with this channel and with future campaigns with Terra Indomita or with other mods. So with all that being said, thank you all so much for watching. You can probably expect to see a live stream probably later today, the day that this is being uploaded, with me looking for some other interesting tags to play on the map. But with all that being said, I'll see you guys all pretty soon for that. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.